happy Wednesday to you. I don't know what happened to my video now. But anyway, we are here. Happy Wednesday to you. Come on in, come on in. Share the live. Let everyone know that we are here for another engaging conversation while I grab some links to share to everyone. So guys, come in. We know you have lots of questions about cryptocurrency. So we want to make sure that we are here to answer your questions. So again, if this is your first time joining us, I am Simone Matthew, and here on Push Past 10, we are all about promoting our people. We're here about advancing the lives of our Caribbean people. We have a great program for you this evening. As always, we have with us Mr. Felix Thomas, and he's here to tell us all about cryptocurrency. So we know that cryptocurrency is a topic that many people have a lot of opinions on. Whether to invest, whether not to invest is always the question. And just what exactly is cryptocurrency? So I want you to come on in, share the live, let everybody know that we are here. Come with your questions and your concerns. And even before we get started this evening, I just want to let you know that this is not a sales pitch, right? So we're not here to try to convince you one way or the other as to whether or not you should invest in cryptocurrency. We are here to educate and inform. So Felix has simply offered his time, donated his time to educate us on what exactly is cryptocurrency, what are the opportunities, what are the risks, and he's also going to share with us some resources for anyone who's interested in knowing more about cryptocurrency. So we see quite a few people are coming in already. Dodge Pangma, sorry, I can't really pronounce your name, but thank you for being here. Akash Mishra, thank you for being here. Anthony Simon, Glenroy Henry. So guys, come on in, share the live, let everyone know that you're here. So without any further ado, let's run a quick promo and then we will go straight into the program.
How much Dominican history do you know? Want to learn some fun facts? We have a great and fun way to test your knowledge and learn more about our history. Get your copy of Dominic Anu, Dominica in Puzzle. Fun for the whole family. Available now on Amazon.com. Visit pushpast10.com to learn more. Email us at dominicainpuzzle@gmail.com or call 877-698-9894.
Yes, guys. So we are back. Come on in, share the live. Let everyone know that we are here. You know, we continue to grow by leaps and bounds. So that's why I always refer to us as the Push Past 10 Nation, because now we're up to 149,000 visitors in the last 28 days. So we are truly proud of that accomplishment. And as I mentioned in my video this morning, it is because you keep sharing our information. You keep sharing our content on social media, so we continue to grow. So without any further delays, let us welcome Felix Thomas to the program. And Felix, if you don't mind, I know you've been with us before, but if you could just tell us a little bit about who you are and your profession.
Okay, no problem. So I'm Felix Thomas. I'm from Dominica as well. You know, the greatest island in the Caribbean.
Amen.
Yeah. And my background is in finance, you know, but today I can tell you right now, I'm not giving any financial advice because basically everyone's situation is different. So if you're seeking financial advice, please go to your own professional financial advisor or feel free to send me a message so I could see if I could help you with anything. You can find me at Felix H. Thomas on Facebook. I have a page, IG Wealth Management, and also I can be found on Instagram. I am the Financial Doctor. So if you just search for the Financial Doctor, I may have a financial prescription for you. So,
I like that.
so that's me. Today, we're going to speak on cryptocurrency. I am not a guru in cryptocurrency, but I do have some knowledge, with me personally being in it for some time. I've been in it since 2019, December of 2019. And because I went into it, it actually forced me to do more research, and I'm still doing research today. So I'll even let you all know that you will not learn everything about it today. Trust me, no one can teach you about cryptocurrency in one day. That is something that you're going to constantly be learning about. Even our simple money that we have today, we still have people that need to learn more about it, So I hope this session is very informative. The purpose for this session is basically to just build your awareness on options that you have to actually build wealth. All right. So this is what Dr. Simone has been trying to do a lot of times, and that is why she has invited me multiple times, is to basically share the wealth of knowledge so that it will actually help the wealth in your pockets.
Yes, absolutely. So let's get right into it, Felix. Let's get right into it. And I think a good place to start, of course, is just to explain to our audience what is cryptocurrency, because it seems like quite foreign still to many people who don't understand the concept. So if you can just give us an overview of what is cryptocurrency.
Yeah, so sorry. So cryptocurrency is basically a digital asset, meaning it is online. It is not something that you can hold, right? And you can use it as a form of payment. So I'll just use an analogy, which is the current money we have. We have our money is called currency. And then underneath currency, we have US dollars, we have EC dollars, we have Canadian dollars, and so forth. So with cryptocurrency, there's cryptocurrency being just like currency. And then underneath cryptocurrency, you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and thousands of other cryptocurrencies. So that's what it is. Although there are multiple utilities for cryptocurrency, as in it's kind of like software. You can actually use it to build software and so forth, So it's not just a currency, but it has multiple usage in this world. And a lot of the banking systems and financial institution systems, they actually use cryptocurrencies for a lot of their programming these days because it is more secured than what we had prior. I remember that someone did ask about tracing cryptocurrency. There's the blockchain, which is the ledger. Everyone has access to it, so you can actually trace that stuff through there. I'll give some kind of like a history on cryptocurrencies as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it actually started with Bitcoin being the first cryptocurrency. So therefore, it's like the mother of cryptocurrency in today's age. And sorry, it actually started back in 2009, but it was invented in 2008 by an unknown person that they call, I think it's Satoshi Nakamoto, some Japanese or Chinese guy, right? An Asian guy who is unknown. So it's basically a genius type of a program, Bitcoin specifically, because Bitcoin actually has a structure where it is anti-inflationary, so it doesn't lose its value. It basically is structured in a way where it builds value just by its own nature. So I'm going to give you all kind of like an analogy to help you all understand exactly what I mean by that. So with Bitcoin, there can only ever be 21 million Bitcoins in circulation. There cannot be any more than 21 million. Now, just compare that to our current money, where our current money, it can be printed infinitely, right? By the decision of a man or by the decision of a group of men that basically control the circulation of our money. With Bitcoin, it basically takes that power out of the human hands and it puts it just in the hands of a computer, right? That makes calculations, and those calculations create the Bitcoins. So there's an event, a special event that happens every 4 years, which is called the Bitcoin halving. That event is going to happen again next month in April. I forget exactly what date, but it's probably the 29th. Now, what happens on the halving is basically the supply of Bitcoin, like the amount of Bitcoin that is being supplied at any time, it is being cut in half. So let me give you an analogy to properly understand this. Let's just imagine Dominica produces a thought, just for simplicity, I'm using simple numbers. Let's say Dominica produces 1,000 Dashin every year, right? So if Dominica produces 1,000 Dashin every year, and let's just imagine that every 4 years, there is an event, like let's say a hurricane, that cuts the supply of Dashin in half. So for simplicity, let us start in 2020. In 2020, Dominica was producing 1,000 Dashin. 4 years later, 2024, a hurricane comes in April, and then it slashes that supply that it can create, that it can produce in a year by half. So that means after April, Dominica can only produce 500 Dashin. What do you think that does to the price of Dashin? Just by supply and demand, the price of the Dashin will go up, because now we can no longer produce that 1,000 that we used to produce. We can only produce 500 now. So most likely the price would, double, just using simplicity, right? The price would double, right? Because it's going to cost you more to get that because of scarcity. So it has that scarcity component built in it. Now that is in 2024. In 2028, the exact same thing going to happen again. April, there's a hurricane, it slashes that supply in half again. What is going to happen again? That 500 Dashin that it could produce every year is now being slashed to 250 Dashin. So the price is going to go up again just because of that, right? So basically the reason why I actually want to say that is because obviously next month this is going to happen again. And that is why you're seeing that Bitcoin is becoming mainstream again. If you actually look at the history of it, it's like every 4 years, Bitcoin re-enters the mainstream and you hear about it everywhere, right? This is what is happening now. And just Monday that just passed this week, Bitcoin surpassed its all-time highs. So I think in US dollars, it was like 69,000. In Canadian dollars, it was about like $93,000 and change for one Bitcoin, right? That was the highest it ever was prior to Monday. And then it actually passed it, right? Now, people may ask why this happened even before the halving. Usually, this happens after the halving, like after that supply. So after that hurricane pass is usually when the price goes up. However, people catch on to the pattern of Bitcoin. If people know that, okay, a hurricane coming, right? And I know that after that hurricane, the price is going to go up. What you're going to want to do before the hurricane, you want to buy as much as you can prior to the price going up, right? So you don't only have individuals like me and you purchasing Bitcoin right now, you now have institutions buying Bitcoin, because the institutions who used to say, oh, it's a bad product and so forth, now a lot of their money is going into it, right? The biggest boy on the scene is BlackRock.
Yeah, I want to make a note of that.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to give our audience resources they can go to look into the information more so they can make a decision for themselves. So again, guys, we're just providing the information and we are encouraging you to do your own research to see if this is good for you. But I know, Felix, for example, a lot of people have the question, what can I do with Bitcoin? So we're talking about buying cryptocurrency, but can I take that cryptocurrency and go to the supermarket? So I think for a lot of people, that is where the confusion comes in, because we keep talking about buying Bitcoin, but what exactly can I and can I not do with
Okay.
cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So you can actually make real life purchases with Bitcoin as of today, and that has been going on for a while. It's not everywhere that accepts it. Some places do accept it. There's even people who sell their homes and they accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment. I actually,
Really?
I just learned this week because I've been studying it like probably for the past 2 months as well, or 3 months, like December. I've been looking at it closer just because I know the hurricane coming, So I've been studying it closer, and getting myself ready for it. And one thing I learned as well is that there's actually, do you see how this year is an election year?
Mhm.
Politicians actually they accepting donations through cryptocurrencies as well. You know that? Now, let me tell you a real life situation that I had, right? Where Bitcoin helped my life, right? So
Mm.
basically, in the US and Canada, right? I mean, well, before it was just the US, but like they have tensions with Cuba, right? If you try to send money to Cuba, you cannot send money to
No,
Cuba.
you can't. We were
You
there. You can't.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. So I think Canada now has that happening, but that only started in, I think it was 2021. So there was someone who, a Cuban that was actually in Dominica, working in Dominica, and I had to send the payment to them. Now, me being in Canada, the only way I really knew to send money is like through Western Union, whenever I send money to Dominica and all that. And I was trying to send, but the guy now was asking me to send the money to Cuba, to his family, right? In Cuba, not to him in Dominica. So no problem. I trying to send that money. I go to the banks and all of them asking
Oh,
them,
no.
can I send the money to Cuba? It's a
Nope.
hell no, right? There's no way.
Nope.
So then, the funny thing, something just told me, because I mean, at that, I personally got into cryptocurrency in 2019. And that was in year 2020 or 2021 that this was happening. And something just clicked to me. Just tell me, you know what? Ask this guy if any of his family in Cuba has cryptocurrencies, right? So as soon as he told me yes, I asked them for their wallet number. So there's basically a wallet you have when you buy cryptocurrency. If you buy it on like a proper exchange, you have a wallet ID, right? Now, once you have anyone's wallet ID, it is very simple and cheap to send cryptocurrency to them, basically, a payment, you know? So that was how I was able to actually pay the guy being in Canada. And it happened instantly. And I think it only cost probably like $2 or so. And
Right.
then within 15 minutes, it was in their wallet.
Yeah, and the other thing, the other reason I'm happy we're doing this program, Felix, is because we're moving to a cashless society.
Exactly.
I think a lot of it, so many of us are afraid of change.
Hmm.
So many of us dread change, but we live in a world where change is the only constant.
It's the
We
only
just came
constant.
back from Florida. We visited a resort down in Florida, and not one of the shops took cash.
Exactly. You see?
Not one of them. It was either debit or credit. So I think we have to keep our minds open
You have
to
to.
the possibility of change. So another question that often comes up when we are talking about cryptocurrency, is there a cash value? So what if I have cryptocurrency and then I say, you know what, that thing not for me? Can you cash it in for money? So I think a lot of people have that question.
Yeah, well, once you see you have it on an exchange, so like let's say you use Coinbase. Coinbase is one of the exchanges that's popular, especially in the US. If you have Coinbase, if you no longer want your Bitcoin, all you have to do is sell it. It happens instantly. So you know what? Compare it to, let's just say you go to Dominica, right? And
Mhm.
let's say you have to go to Why is the name of the guy? Cambio Man? Or you
Yes,
have to go
Cambio
to,
Man.
yeah, you have to go Cambio Man and make an exchange. You say you
Yeah,
have to wait in that long line that reaching right by the door. You don't have to
right,
do none of that. You know,
right.
all you have to do is go on your phone and just sell your Bitcoin, and it happens right
Mm.
away.
So
And
now is there an exchange rate the way we have like two
yeah,
point six
yeah,
seven dollars
yeah.
for one
Exactly.
US
Yeah, there is
in
a,
the
let me tell
Caribbean?
you, what the exchange rate is right now. That is
Yes, please
basically what
do.
I was that is what I was telling. I actually mentioned it already,
Hmm.
because that is what we were just talking. When you see they tell you the price of Bitcoin, that is the exchange rate.
Right,
So
and
right,
let me just say good evening to everyone who's joining us. And
okay,
guys, keep the questions coming. I see we have a couple of questions already, so we
nice.
are really here to answer your question. Again, this is an informational an informative
Information.
session. I'm losing my words tonight. This is an information session. So we're here to share the information. If you on the live, or everyone who will watch this video after, if you have information, you have insight, you have experience with cryptocurrency, because I simply do not want us to just shut down the idea because we've heard of a couple of bad players. There are bad players in every industry. And of course, we will address that. Hey, Lorraine, great to see you. We will address that during this conversation in terms of, the $1 billion scheme we had with, what was his name? Sam
Money
Bankman
map.
Fried.
Oh yeah. The fried guy,
Yes,
yeah.
so we will address that, because that too is a serious concern for those of us who might be interested in exploring cryptocurrency. So we'll talk all about every concern you have, so you can make an informed decision about whether or not this is something for you. But part of the goal of Push Past 10 is really to inform and educate our people so that they can make educated decisions. So, Felix, back to you, the exchange rate.
Okay, so the exchange rate, shoot, I just had it in my, but it's $90,000. So if you want an entire Bitcoin, you have to go. Oh well, in the US is about like 70,000
Okay, for one coin.
for one coin.
Wow.
$70,000.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
for
So
one.
that's an investment.
100%.
So can
It's
you pool resources? Can you pull other people in and say, let
well,
us come together and buy one Bitcoin?
you could do that, but you really don't have a need to do that,
Mhm.
because you don't have to buy an entire Bitcoin.
Okay.
You can actually buy a piece of it.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. So it's like, if
Mm.
you see if it's just $200 you have, right?
Right.
And you want to do it, it will give you like a 0.001 of a Bitcoin or whatever it is.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So
So that's
Anthony Simon is correct then, because he's saying, is this basically the formula used in the stock market
like
in
formula for
terms
what
of,
though?
buying small shares instead of buying, just buying a
Fraction?
smaller, a fraction if you
Yeah.
can buy
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
all of what you would hope to buy.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Wow. So I think we're learning some good information. And then whistleblower Neil says, how can I purchase cryptocurrency? So guys, keep the questions
So
coming.
it really depends where you are. I know there's I'll have to find out exactly if you're located in Dominica. I have to find out exactly what exchange it is. I know that in Dominica they do have access. There's an app that they have. I knew what it was before, but I cannot remember. But if
Okay.
someone knows what it is, please share
Yeah, or
that
you can probably just
information.
Google it
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
cryptocurrency in
Mm-hmm.
different
Yeah.
countries. So the
Yeah.
other question a lot of people have, Felix, about this is that cryptocurrency is not regulated. So, for example, if I put my money in a bank here in the U.S., it is secure. It is secured by, I'm forgetting the regulation, but somebody on Facebook can probably tell
Uh,
me.
yeah,
But
like
there
when
is
you say secure, you mean like it's insured.
insured. You're right. So
Well,
it's insured. Yes.
if we're being honest, that insured thing is actually a joke, and we
Is
did
it?
it. We yeah,
Well,
we
if they
did it
lose
for
my
fun.
money, they have to give it back to me, right?
Oh no, no. Well, but we just had that incident where those banks failed. in the US, you think everybody got their money?
Right.
Yeah. So, like, if anything, to be honest with you, the crypto actually more secure than that, to be honest with you. Because the thing is like, if you lose your money, it's because probably someone hacked your stuff, or like someone actually stole your stuff. It's not as a result of a company failing. You see, those banking systems, right now, to be honest with you, is like crypto is something that the way I look at it, how like all people on earth, we have something where we're fighting for like freedoms in different stuff. Look, someone mentioned it, FDIC.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was just
US,
Googling it actually.
yeah.
FDIC. Thank you guys.
So in the US is FDIC, and in Canada we have CDIC, right? Basically in Canada, it's insuring up to $100,000 in your savings, in your savings, and not investments, your savings. So you have to be careful with all those things too, because the thing is that if you put the money in an investment, you're actually not covered by that. Your money have to be sitting down in a bank account doing nothing but just losing value for them to actually insure it. So I can tell you right now, your money is not secured with any of that FDIC nonsense that they preach about. Because even if you go and look at the history at like what happened with the banks, people still pissed about the money the millions that they have lost with those banks. Okay, so how those banks they have decision makers, and usually those people are actually financially illiterate. And I truly believe that the government actually needs a lesson on financial literacy. Governments of the world, everywhere, right? But now, if you see what I was basically going to say initially as well, it's just talking about the freedom of people. Like us as a people, as a whole, black, white, red, yellow, all of us, we've been fighting for freedom for so many different things. Cryptocurrency is basically the fight that came for the freedom of our money. So people talking about the regulations and so forth, the regulations hasn't prevented or really done anything proper for us, because I actually trying to think of one good thing that regulation does. Yes, there's the insurance that, if you have your $100,000 sitting in a savings account, yes, it's insured, no problem. But the thing is like the ways that you would lose it for the need for basically that cause you to even need that insurance is not a way you can lose it using cryptocurrencies though. See what I say? And it's like, you cannot lose it because, let's say, Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is online and so forth. I know that there's something like, I've heard of this, there are rumors of there's something that they have that will basically shut down the entire internet, and that closes everything because it's a digital asset. Yes, you would lose that, but our money is moving more digital, so you lose your money as well anyways, right? Since you don't have the cash, right? But the Bitcoin is not based on anyone's decision. So that's why when it was actually made, it was intended to not be regulated. That's actually a good thing. However, if you do want something that is regulated, there's one cryptocurrency that is fully regulated right now. It is Ripple, XRP, So if you feel like regulation is something that's important for you, then that is probably going to be your first choice, XRP.
Right. And guys, just keep in mind that this video will be available for replay. So if you're not quite catching all the information, all you can do, it's not going to be more than an hour long. This program is not going to be more than an hour long. So go back and look at the information. Go back and listen to all the information that Felix is providing, so that you can be informed. You can digest the information at your own pace, and then you can decide what is the best choice for you. So Felix, anything else you would like to share?
Oh, definitely. I actually want to get to the juicy stuff, which is
where
like
to the juicy stuff.
Yeah, of course, where people can actually make some money with it.
Right.
So, I was talking about the Bitcoin halving and the hurricane and all that stuff. Please, people, if like now is the best time for you to actually go and learn about it, because the thing is, now that we have all these institutions buying up all this limited supply of cryptocurrency, it's really a danger zone now for the people who are left behind. Because our money is losing value at the fastest rate ever, right? It's losing value. So, you buying any cryptocurrency is not going to benefit me in any way, but I think it's just important that everyone at least try to educate themselves. So if anything, the least I want everyone to get from this program is just the awareness that this is something for them to actually consider seriously. you know. So if people can just consider this seriously, educate themselves. If you have a friend, family member who's in it, talk to them as well. You know, if you all want to reach out to me and ask me a question about it, feel free to do so as well, please. You know, but I'm here to help my people for real, and that is one of the things that's really going to be helping, you know, a lot of people. So
Yeah, absolutely. Now, with one coin being, like you said, $70,000, I mean, is it a situation where people are encouraged to take a loan to buy Bitcoin?
oh, I cannot. So I cannot give advice on that. Everyone's situation different. So I mean,
Right,
some people it making sense for them to do that, you know.
right.
Yeah, and people have done that, you know. But me personally, right now at the price it has, I wouldn't do that because you know, here's another thing: cryptocurrency, the market cap, meaning that the amount of money that is actually in Bitcoin right now is almost $2 trillion, you know, right now. And that is still an early adoption. Institutions already start putting in money, but soon they're actually forecasting that in every week, about $1 billion will be going into Bitcoin, you know, soon. Right? So if we have that happening, then, you know, so the people that don't have like that entire 70,000, you can put $200, it will buy a portion of Bitcoin for you. But also today is something called altcoins, right? Which is all the other cryptocurrencies besides Bitcoin. So the largest one is Ethereum. That's another one for you to really look into. And then there's also, you know, Solana, XRP, as I mentioned, and so forth. Altcoins, which are much less in price than what Bitcoin price is. You know, so those are all things that are good to learn about. Now, if we actually take a look and see, all right, so far for the year or over the past couple of months, what kind of growth? Because the thing is with all the money that is going into it right now, and with the supply going to be cut in half, like you need to actually know what kind of price action has been happening lately, most recently. And again, it's going to be, I think it's already back on the mainstream already, right? But all the people who's been in crypto before, like prior to even 2023 or all along in 2023, they knew already that this event was coming. It's the same event that came in 2020 and it's the same event that came in 2016. All those times was when basically Bitcoins went mainstream. Every 4 years this happens. Every 4 years, right? I'm sure everyone is aware that, you know, they hear about it, then it dies. They hear about it, then it dies. The same thing going and happen again. You know, and this is the cycle. And that is why I was even telling you that it's actually a good time for us to have this program there so that whoever is willing to take the risk, because it is seriously riskier. Now, let me tell you how risky it is.
Let's talk about the risk. I'm happy you brought that up. Let's
Yes.
talk about the risk. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, you could lose 100% of your money. Okay, that is how risky it is. So all the money that you put into it could go to trash, really and truly. That is a possibility. But at this time, though, you know how like there's blue chip stocks. So for the people who do stocks, I think they'll understand this. There's blue chip stocks, which are the stocks like Microsoft, Apple, the big boys, right? Right now, there's like blue chip cryptocurrencies, like the top 10 of them, right? You have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the other 8 that are the big boys of the industry. They are the ones that are blue chip, where it's like they are considered safe, you know? They are considered safe because they already made their name. Bitcoin already made its name from time. And it's like you cannot really go wrong buying them. Same way how like you cannot, there's still a level of risk, yes. But it's just like you buying Microsoft or Apple where, you know, there's a level of expectation that your money will not go up too high, but at least you know you're not going to really lose your money, but it will be growing over the years, right? So if you want to take part in something that's going to like possibly even triple your money and more, then you know you go to the ones that are more risky, basically. And you have to just sit down with yourself and find out how much it is that you are willing to risk, you know? Yeah.
Yes, in the comments, right?
Yeah, it's
So
in
I
the comments.
think,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's
Marvin
saying
is
if not.
saying who's doing the forecasting, and he's saying it's not the same like buying Apple and Microsoft.
Yeah, well, no one is saying it is the same. It is not the same. It is like it where it is blue chip, right?
Right.
So basically, I just using analogies just to increase the understanding of everyone. So, but anyways, the risk is something that is to be taken seriously. Whatever it is that you can afford to lose is what I always tell people. If you can afford to lose $200, put in your $200 and see what it do for you. You know, if you can afford to lose 1,000, everyone's situation is different. It's you to just find out exactly what amount of money you want to put at risk for yourself. With,
So is there a particular platform, a particular trading space that you recommend in terms of just kind of seeing how it all works? And then let's talk about some resources as well for anyone who would like additional information.
Yeah, so as far as resources, YouTube and TikTok is my favorite resource, to be honest.
Right. So tell us some people you follow on YouTube and TikTok, because there's so much information out there that it can be overwhelming in terms of where exactly do you even start looking for the information. So you tell me, and I will post it in the comments so that it can be shared. We're on like 3 pages on Facebook, or 2 pages on YouTube. So once I post that information, it will be able to share everywhere. So guys, come on in, come on in. We see a lot of people are here. Glynis, nice to see you, my friend Glynis Joseph. I also saw Renee Edwards Ambrose out there in Antigua. Renee, thank you for joining us.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So I think a lot of people know these guys. They're also black guys. Earn Your Leisure.
Say it again. You cut off.
Earn Your Leisure.
Earn Your Leisure?
Yes, Earn Your Leisure.
Oh, that's a good one.
So Earn Your Leisure, that's those guys, they are wonderful to follow. And there's a video they posted on yesterday or Monday. And let me tell you, they dropped some serious gems in it. Not just about cryptocurrencies, but even on stocks and so forth, and options. So the people that are looking at those other type of things, they can go for that as well.
Okay, I'm typing it as you talk. Earn Your Leisure. Yeah, any others come to mind? You mentioned BlackRock as well.
Well, BlackRock is not. I just look at news related to BlackRock. So if you just Google BlackRock and you click on news, you can look at those things and look at their. If you go to their website, you can look at their portfolios and see where they're putting their money as well. Fidelity is another big financial institution that including cryptocurrencies in all their portfolios right now. There's a page on YouTube called. Let me see, what's it? Altcoin Daily.
Hold on. YouTube. Spell alt.
So that is ALT. COIN.
Altcoin Daily.
Yep.
Okay, so guys, we're sharing some resources. We're sure you would like more information. So we're just giving you some starting points, because we all know what it is like to try to do some research on topics like that. You're so inundated with all the information that many of us just say, you know what, it's not even worth the effort, so I'm not going to keep trying. So Felix, if any others come to mind, so far for the resources, we have YouTube, Earn Your Leisure, then Google BlackRock, and look at where they invest. We also have Fidelity, website. Let me just put website right here. And then YouTube.
Once you see you actually following all those things on YouTube, is like the YouTube algorithm will set itself to bring you more of that type of information.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So I posted it everywhere that this video is being live streamed. Elga Laville says, what
causes you to
lose money? Good question, Elga.
Yes.
Thank you for that question.
Yes. So basically the fluctuations, same thing like stocks. You know, the fluctuations, if you end up selling it while the value is low, you lose your money. Yeah. The other things that can actually cause you to lose your money. So I like to compare it to stocks, just stocks is something that's been there for a long time. So if I use stocks, I think it will help with the understanding. So, when you buy stocks, you're basically buying a company. If that company goes out of business, you lost your money. So with the coins, the cryptocurrencies and so forth, they call them projects as well. Basically, if a project goes bust, you lost your money too. So if a coin fails, where it's like no one sees the value in that coin, so they're no longer purchasing that coin, then you would lose your money that way as well. Same thing, like, if no one is buying products from a certain company, they end up losing their value, their stock value go down, you end up losing your money, right? If the company closes.
Yeah. So other concerns that we have from folks regarding cryptocurrency is, for example, I'm not sure where I heard this, but I heard there was some either coins or products that were being artificially inflated because celebrities or somebody was hyping up these products and getting a lot of people to invest in them. And then the product would just disappear and people would lose their money. So does that sound familiar to you, or am I linking this to something else I've heard?
That happens with everything. That happens in cryptocurrencies as well.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
Yeah, there would be certain coins that you have people hyping up, and then when they hype it up, a lot of people, they jump into it, and then whoever that put money first, they end up selling everything, take out all their money from it, and then the guys who came in late are left with nothing.
Right. So that is why we're having this conversation, guys. That is why we're having these conversations of some of the coin. And again, if you missed the beginning of the program, you can always catch the replay on Facebook and YouTube. So you want to go back and get the information on the coins that Felix was recommending. So one of them is called Alt, you said? ALT?
Also Alt. So I'm not recommending anything. I just say.
Oh, yes.
I'm not recommending anything.
Forgive me, please. Let's say the one that you mentioned.
I just give information. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't want anybody to lose their money and say it's because of Felix they lose their money. Because,
I agree.
I just want
my apologies.
Go and do your own research and go and, take your risk. Once you know what level of risk you're at and how much you can afford to lose, then, go ahead with that. But please.
Right. So guys, just go back and look at some of the ones we mentioned. So not recommended, but mentioned, because again, the onus is on all of us to do our research and get the information. And at the end of the program, Felix will provide his contact email, so you can always reach out to him if you want to have a personal conversation with him. We have Cecilia Newton on the live. She's saying, listening to advice from my nephews. So Auntie Cecilia, thank you for being here on the Facebook Live. So the other thing we want to talk about, Felix, as well, is that whole Sam Bankman-Fried situation where the entire company just went bust, and it was in the billions of dollars. So I think there too, people have a lot of concerns and kind of stay away from the product when they hear about billions of dollars being lost.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So basically, I don't have a lot of, I have to say, I don't know much about it for me to talk at a high level on that.
Right.
But from what I understand, it was basically like a scam kind of a thing that was going on, so.
Right.
Yeah,
because I think what was happening is the funds from the account were being diverted from its purpose into other purposes that was not part of what it should be invested in, and that is why he was arrested and charged.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing, is that any industry or anything that comes out, you want to have scumbags in them that take advantage of people that way. So, and that is something that happens with everything. It's unfortunate that, like those people lost their money, but that is just something that you really can't.
Because let us face it, you have Ponzi schemes in every industry. How many people have lost their retirement, their entire $1 million retirement account because they invested. What was that guy's name? Bernie something.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Bernie Mac or something like that.
I think it was Bernie Mac. I think he recently passed away in prison. So it is not only cryptocurrency. You find bad players in every industry. So that is why we're here sharing. Madoff, yes.
Madoff,
it was Bernie Mac.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know why I say that, but
I know. It just sounded right.
Yeah.
So guys, this is why we're here sharing the information, because we know that a lot of people have questions Some people might be interested in jumping in,
And
but they don't know where to start. So that is why we're encouraging everyone to share the live so more people can be educated on this particular topic.
mhm.
Yeah. So Felix, anything else you want to share before we wind down for the evening?
So what I would say to is, because I know a lot of people go in and want to have, like access to it as well. I know that in Canada, if it's in Canada you are, there's exchanges like ShakePay, there's Wealthsimple, there's Crypto.com that you could use. In the US, I know there's like Coinbase, there's Kraken, there's also Crypto.com. I think that Cash App thing too, you can access some Bitcoin from there too, But you have the access is pretty easy worldwide, because Bitcoin is kind of the way I look at it nowadays is like an international currency, because no matter where you are in the world, a Bitcoin is a Bitcoin. Whereas if you go Dominica, you have EC, while you in the US, you have US dollars. But if it's Bitcoin, you're all now talking the same language.
Right.
Because a Bitcoin is a Bitcoin no matter where you are. And the thing is that no matter where you are in the world, all you need is a cell phone to get on it, So that is part of why all that money flowing into it so rapidly, because this is not just like a US company, It's basically something that the world has access to. So basically the world's money is going into this, and that is part of why it's in that exponential growth.
Right. So do you think Bitcoin and cryptocurrency will play even a bigger role in the future, or is it, it has a portion of the market and that is the portion it will maintain? Do you see it playing a bigger role versus the cash economy?
Of course. Definitely. Well, that is just my opinion. That is just my. I personally, I am pretty optimistic about cryptocurrency. How I even got into it. The funny thing is that, so I'm a financial advisor. I cannot advise on any cryptocurrency or anything, right? But Marvin, you need to meet more people.
Yes, I was thinking.
Trust me, you need to meet more people.
And the thing about it is, Marvin, it starts at a certain point before it comes down to the individual. So what Felix is saying is that we should take note, because when you start seeing reputable companies, reputable institutions purchasing more and more Bitcoin, they're not doing it on a fancy. They're not doing it on a whim. They're doing it because they're very highly paid financial advisors earning millions, advising them that is the way of the future. So the fact that we do not see individuals accepting cryptocurrency payments is not an indication that it's not legit. It's an indication that it hasn't gotten to that level. But we should be paying attention, which is what Felix is trying to encourage us to do. We should be paying attention when we're seeing the larger institutions saying, hey, I need to get into this. So it is a way to open up our eyes to see that maybe, we should just be informed, right? I like what Felix said, awareness. It's raising the awareness of what is going on in the world, so we can educate ourselves to see if this is a path we want to go. But Marvin, thank you so much for all the great questions that you're bringing to us. And it says, I'm series licensed also.
That's great. But anyways, you see, nothing is guaranteed in life. For all we know, cryptocurrency could go bust. That could happen. I am not a fortune teller to tell anyone that it will always be there. I can only give my opinion, and I am personally enthusiastic about it, and now I'm coming up on my 5th year in it. It has made me smile a lot. It has done a lot for me. So I cool, but I think people need to also understand that the world is frequently changing, and there's some people who pick up onto these things like much sooner than other people. Same thing like the internet. I'm sure there's a lot of, like, people, when the internet just started, it was like, this brand new thing. Nobody really wanted to jump onto it
and let me just chime in real quick, Felix, because I remember when the internet first started, everybody was afraid. nobody wanted to be a part of the internet, because the first thing people were saying, and I distinctly remember that, the first thing people were saying is, oh, they're going to take all your information. If you go on the internet, they will take all your information. Yes, that happens. People steal people information on the internet, but see all the opportunities that have come out from the internet. So we're just saying there's always good and bad in every new opportunity.
Yeah, man, I look forward
And
to that,
Marvin
Marvin.
says, good to know another
Yeah.
Dominican brother in
Yeah, man.
finance.
I
One
look
day
forward
you
to
and I
that.
will talk. Well, Marvin, forget about one day you and him will talk. Come on the
Yeah, man, of
program.
course. Yeah, man, I look
Come
forward
on
to
the
that, man.
program. Let us
Yeah,
share your
100%. Yeah,
knowledge
we
and your information
should
with
run
our
the program.
Dominican
Yeah,
and international audience. You know how to reach me,
100%.
Marvin. You
Yeah,
on Facebook, just send me a message. Let's do this.
yeah, 100%.
Yes, because
Yeah,
you sound like you have a lot to share, Marvin. We'll be
yeah, man.
happy to welcome you.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, I think it's good to have, like, with Marvin seem to have like a lot of probably like questions and concerns about it, which would actually be very helpful to have on this show as well. So someone like him could probably ask a lot of questions that people already asking themselves or afraid to ask.
Right.
So yeah, that's
Marvin, you know how to reach me. Let's do this thing.
Yeah. Now you see, is really and truly it have. I forget they actually have an official term for this, where it's like the people that get into that stuff early are the ones that really go in and see like a huge benefit. So that is why if you really check it out, it actually is still early. Cryptocurrency is still a young thing, as in like, it has only been there for 1 decade so far. Well, Bitcoin specifically has only been there for a decade only, right? And just look at how it has already amassed about $2 trillion. That single one. And then you have so many others that follow in behind it. Like, I think Ethereum right now is like at $500 million in it. $500 million, right? That is greater than Dominic. Sorry, not $500 million, I meant $500 billion, I meant $500 billion, right? That bigger than Dominica's economy, right?
Seriously? Dominica's economy is nowhere close to that.
Well, so I just want to show,
Right.
I just want to make people really understand what at stake. So I really hope people go and do their research, and I really hope a lot of people end up, taking like just exposing themselves to more risk, because the thing is like everybody want to make money, everybody want to make money, but then when it comes to doing what you have to do to make the money, people afraid. And that is what that cripples a lot of people, from actually making money, is that they're just scared. But when you see you scared, what that happens if the biggest risk you can take is taking no risk.
Right.
You check me, because if you take no risk, then nothing is going to happen. You just go and have the exact same day you had, of all your years. So
right.
consider
So what I'm
something
going to do right now, I know your email address, so I'm going to post it to all the streaming platforms that we're on, so that if anybody wants to speak to you one-on-one, I'm sure you don't mind them emailing you. So I have Felix9144@gmail, right?
Yes.
Yes, so that's your email address. So let me put Felix email address. So any final thoughts, Felix, before we wind down? And again, thank you so much for offering to do this program to educate us. No
problem. Someone just texted me and asked me to just briefly touch on the importance of security in crypto.
Right.
It is important, because that's your money, that is your money right there. And you just want to make sure that you're with a reputable exchange if you're going to do this. So I did call a couple, but I mean, everyone in different places, because I know it's not just one country that's listening. So wherever you have a reputable exchange, you can access cryptocurrencies through the exchange and make your own informed decision. YouTube and personally, I use YouTube and TikTok for my information. That is where I go for my information and so forth. And I have a lot of friends and so forth that actually have cryptocurrency, and almost everyone in my circle, I already brain drained them to get into it. So they've been in it for years as well, and they all laughing. None of them upset about it. So this is just me spreading that to the country as well, to basically help them to laugh as well.
Right. So as soon as I get off this Facebook Live, I am going on, what is it, Earn Your Leisure?
Perfect. Yeah. Oh, that's a
Yes,
great
and
place to start. Yes.
I am going to start looking at the information because again, this is not something that we can learn in one hour
No,
program.
not at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is an introduction to cryptocurrency, but
Mhm.
now the onus is on us. And again, we're talking about generational wealth. We just had that program, right, Felix? We
Yeah.
just had that
Yeah.
program last Wednesday where we were talking about not only creating wealth for your current lifestyle, but how are we creating generational wealth? How are we thinking outside of the box to create a secure future for the children, the nieces, the nephews, the friends that we care about, in terms of giving them that financial future. So, Felix, thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
for,
for having me.
yes,
I hope,
thank you for sharing.
yeah, I hope at least what I really hope to is that at least one person
Mhm.
actually finds some success in this, at
Yes.
least one person. That will make me sleep better, knowing
Mhm.
that another Dominican on it and
Right.
actually, reaping the benefits. Because again, I just want to end by saying it is a critical time. Please inform yourself. Everyone crying about money and like inflation and all those stuff. And basically, it's like, the way I understand it, the cryptocurrency came as a solution for a lot of those problems that we have with money today. Again, we
Mhm.
cannot talk about everything in just 1 hour, but
Mhm.
please go and educate yourself, people. It's just the awareness I wanted to bring so that you can go and consider. You have access to Google, you have access to the internet. Just imagine, we can no longer live without the internet. And there was a time when we were scared of it, right? Perhaps the same thing could happen with cryptocurrencies,
Mhm.
So please go and learn that stuff, educate
Yes,
yourself.
yes. So, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I see my cousin Neto Amin Traded is here. Nice to see you, cuz. Owen Prosper, Maria Anna. We have so many people, too many names to mention. Frederick Moore, thank you for being here. Daily Tusa, if I missed you guys, it's because we have a ton of people. Rona Pierre. So don't forget, you can catch the replay. Don't forget, follow Push Past 10 and click on the notification button. Felix, you're also on Facebook as well. Remind us of
Of
your
course.
Facebook address so people can go in there and get even more information.
Yes, you could just search Felix H. Thomas, H as in
Yep.
Hayden,
Yep.
Thomas,
So let me
IG
put
Wealth
that
Management.
in the
Yeah.
chat as well so people can know where to get even more information. So Felix Facebook
Mhm.
is Felix H as in Henry
Mhm.
Thomas.
Yeah. And also,
Okay.
you
Mhm.
can find me on Instagram, The Financial Doctor.
Yep. And then on Instagram. So, guys, lots of resources to help us to make an informed decision. The financial doctor, and he will write you a prescription.
Yep.
All right, guys. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your participation. Marvin, don't forget, we're waiting for you to reach out to us so we can
Yep.
continue these programs, these educational programs, so that we can continue to teach our people. We can continue to have like a series. Why don't we have a
Of course.
financial series where we
Why
have
not?
different people talking on different topics? We have 140,000 visitors in 28 days. So that tells me that there's a lot of opportunity
Mhm.
to share positive, uplifting,
Yep.
educational information to help to advance our people. So that is what we are all about.
100%.
So guys, thank you for being here. Felix, again, I can't thank you enough for joining us. So we're going to run 2 ads at the end of the program. And we want to say thank you, everyone, for being here. So Felix will be in touch, okay?
Yes, for sure. Okay, have a
All
good night.
right, take care. I'll WhatsApp you.
All right, then. Okay,
All right,
bye-bye.
take care. Bye.
How much Dominican history do you know? Want to learn some fun facts? We have a great and fun way to test your knowledge and learn more about our history. Get your copy of Dominic Anu, Dominica in Puzzle. Fun for the whole family. Available now on Amazon.com. Visit pushpast10.com to learn more. Email us at dominicainpuzzle@gmail.com or call 877-698-9894.